The student-centered technology that I'd like to introduce you to today is called Dash. Dash allows you to learn the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Dash is an online free software provided by the company General Assembly. I will walk you through the setup of the software, but before we start, let's look at the company who built it. According to the website, General Assembly is the solution to the global skills gap. They specialize in career transitions by teaching computer programming and technological skills through online sites and 20 training campuses. They boast over 35,000 alumni, 250 instructors, and 2,500 partnering companies for career recruitment. Okay, career transitioning, job recruitment, physical campuses, and online learning. What does this have to do with classroom teaching? Nothing. However, the company also has created Dash. This is a free online educational program that can be readily used in the classroom. Not only will it provide your students step-by-step introductory coding to build a web page, a blog, and tumblers, it can teach the teacher. Setup in Dash is simple. In reality, as a teacher, the lesson plans have already been set up. You could have the student work at their own pace, or you can work along with them. I believe it would be really helpful to do random assessments along the way. I recommend teaching these at the high school level, however it would work well as a supplementary lesson for tech schools and above. Student and teacher setup is the same. An email address is required to obtain access. Enter the Dash web address, then click on the Start Learning tab. Enter the information as requested. As with everything else, I recommend you read the terms of service and the privacy policy. Click Sign Up. Choose a username, click Continue, and that's all there is to it. So here we are at the dashboard. We have a Project 1 where you build a personal website with 4 different lessons. You have a Project 2 where you build a responsive blog theme with 4 different lessons. And if you scroll down, you can click here so you can make some Tumblr themes. Project 3 is build a small business website. Project 4, build a CSS robot. And Project 5, build a Mad Libs game. So as you can see, this could pretty much take a whole semester. And I like it because you can actually build your own website that gives you a URL address that you can use. So if you look to the right side of the screen, you're going to have announcements. You're going to have the ability to code with friends where you can like it on Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter. It's going to show you what skills that you've earned along the way. I really think that just opening this up for your students is going to excite them. They open it up, they know exactly what they're going to do, and they know they're going to have something created by the time they're finished with this. Let's look to see how the lessons work before we talk about advantages, disadvantages, and how it can be used in the classroom. You've logged into the site. We're going to start with Project 1, build a personal website. We're going to go down, we're going to click the lesson. Let's look at our canvas. You have a lesson plan up here, which takes you straight to here. You have a Q&A forum that is going to allow you to ask questions of a Facebook team. And you have skills. And as you learn the skills, these will start populating. So we'll go back to our lesson. We'll start the slideshow. And it's going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to learn the basics of HTML. It's going to show you what the final design is going to look like. And it's also going to give you the information here. This is the editor. This is the lesson plan. And over here is a preview of everything that you're doing. So as you type in your HTML code, you'll see what it's actually doing for the website. Ready? Let's get started. HTML basics. It's going to explain to you what tags are and why they're important and how they open and close information. And as you can see, this is your opening tag. And what it's doing is it's asking you to type this information in. And we're going to enter. We're going to go to our next slide. And it's going to tell you that we had our checkpoint number 1 and we did it correctly. So we're going to click I did it. We're going to follow the lesson plan again, what the paragraph tag is. So we'll go down, we'll include a paragraph tag, we're going to write the information, and we're going to add the closing tag. And as I said, as we're typing this information, it's going to show you what it looks like in the website. So we'll go to the next slide. Again, you have a checkpoint. And if any time students have any problems with this, they can always go back to the previous slide. The one issue I did notice, if you hit the back button, it can really confuse the system. So you have to emphasize to students never to hit the back button, but to use previous slide button. I completed project 1 in order to show you the finished project. The lessons build upon each other, increasing the student's skill set. It uses simple directions and self-assessment along the way. As you can see, the system throws confetti at you when you're done, encouraging you to continue on. Let's click the next lesson. Each lesson starts the same, the learning outcomes and what it's going to look like. Let's talk about the pros and cons of using Dash. The advantage is students can work at their own pace, create their own website and blog, get instant skills assessment, preview what they are creating in real time, practice at home, and continue learning by purchasing other courses through General Assembly. The disadvantages of Dash is the editing canvas has small type. The small print makes it easy to make mistakes. The program wasn't developed for classroom education. It requires an email address to access, and teachers would need to produce their own assessment materials. We now know that Dash is a good product for teaching coding, but the real question is, why do we want our students to learn coding? Because, as Nick Scott stated, coding can soon become as critical as basic literacy and numeracy have been for centuries. And Luna Ramirez says the concepts of coding prepare students to develop ideas. In conclusion, Dash is a great tool to learn the fundamentals of coding. The program requires no prior knowledge of coding, and students can immediately see what they are creating. The checkpoints continuously give students incentive to continue learning. However, its small editor would not work well with small BYODs. A computer lab would be the best setup for the classroom.